Oh, died. This is a microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Still bad person check. 1 2 3. Microphone check. 1 2
Slide 3 for that vacant little void there.
So you can fall asleep on.
Yeah.
Move over, Al.
Here we go.
We're live.
We're live.
Oh, hi.
Oh, someone's here already.
Wait a minute. Why is that
Who's
blue?
here?
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
That's always,
Why is that? That's always blue.
Just pretty girl in the other room.
Is this heat turned on?
Just not on.
It says off.
She could literally just stand on the edge of the door.
Isn't that off?
Can you hear us? Not through the wall.
No,
but
this
through
one
the
here
camera.
says off. Or is that the?
No, that's just a low cut, I think. I'll pull up the YouTube stream. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work.
It's nice being able to do that here.
Yeah,
We were running blind.
I bet you take a lot of this setup.
Wow, that's a much quicker feed.
All right, it's working.
Wow.
We got audio.
Freaky.
It's working.
Yeah, we gotta share this.
Yep. Okay.
We gotta share this. Yes.
We're getting there. Who's it? Shannon. Aw.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. Hi.
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 Oh, we're gonna do all that shit now.
What shit are we doing?
You gotta share it on the Book of Faces.
All that shit again.
Technology.
Whose house is this?
Mine.
Lannister.
It's the House of Rising Sun.
Literally mine.
Literally. The
That's nice.
Lannistarians.
They call it anything else? No. Okay.
Are we gonna like wish Gene Okerlund a happy
Mean
passing?
Gene, and don't forget about Bob.
Bob.
Yeah. Super Dave.
Super Dave Osborne.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're both 76 years old. That was weird.
Well, that surprises me about Dave Osborne. I guess I just didn't know that.
What's the comment on there? What's that say?
What's his last name? Einstein.
It's like you said hi to me twice through the wall of it on YouTube. Somebody posted to the whiskey page. I'm getting you.
I need something to share.
I want something to share. I can't find my phone. How do you like your iWatch, James? I do. Wow, God, I'm so fat. Oh, Jesus. Holiday weight. Yeah, we'll say it's that. Holiday weight. It's rather weighty. Okay, hold on. YouTube. Where's our page? Channel. We're live. Copy. Share. Copy link. Facebook.
Oh, dear word.
What?
Well, somebody, another actor just turned 76. Father Guido Sarducci. Well, Don.
Guido Sarducci?
Yeah, Don Novella who plays Father Guido Sarducci. It's like, oh gosh.
Come on, phone.
Every time I go to look for you, Al Sharpton comes up first.
We're live.
Obviously.
Join us.
He's very popular on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. It's telling me I don't know any Al Sharpton. What the hell is this?
Did you unfriend me already?
No.
Jen did.
Oh, there's the live streams.
What? I'll write a post.
Yeah, it says we're friends.
Die.
Did you share it yet?
I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. Live stream. Is that it?
That's it.
Well, see, I went
Share.
to your page to share it, and you didn't do it yet.
Share. There.
Okay,
Share.
share. All right.
What about Sunny is the real question.
Sonny Bono?
Not a good skier. I don't know.
Sunny was a smash hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Damn.
That was really
Oh.
good.
next
Not
break.
as bad as Eric Sonny.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Hey, man.
Hold on. Let me get one last thing here. Let me share
Yeah,
that.
slide that somewhere so we don't confuse the viewers.
Yeah.
We got high class
Oh
viewers.
boy, I'm glad that's not you.
I don't know that person. It's not a relative.
Weird.
It is because I thought we were all from the same area.
You know, Alessis Garten?
No.
Or Alessandra?
Oh wait, one of those is Ron's sister or daughter. I can't remember which one.
Sister daughter.
No, daughter. Yeah, definitely daughter. Daughter.
Those
Yeah.
are all from up in the mountains, aren't
Yes,
they?
we are.
That's the
Yes.
sister wife.
Look, Wiggle Whiskey has a tartan label now.
Yeah, well, they don't talk to us.
I like that. Kilted Rye.
Yes.
Oh, that looks like I need to drink that.
Yeah, that one's really special. They
Yay.
took their rye and had it malted.
Yes, malted rye whiskey. We're gonna have to have them get back to us.
I was at I don't remember what it was. I was at the liquor store and I saw it was Jefferson's has a Manhattan in a bottle now.
Yeah, I saw
Yes.
I almost picked it up for Nathan for Christmas, but I went with the monkey shoulder.
that. Oh, we tried
I
that.
couldn't remember if I liked the monkey shoulder.
We
or not.
hated it.
Okay. Well, it's fine.
It's a good mixer.
Okay.
It's whiskey and it had a cool bottle, so it's good enough for me.
What's this?
It does have
Oh, episode notes.
show
Yeah,
notes.
Whoa!
Yeah, you're in now.
Show notes.
We're show pony notes.
Okay.
Welcome.
I got that. That. Sure. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. D1. D2. What the hell?
Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
I don't have a song. The only thing I have was the Old Lang Syne this year.
That works.
Yeah, put that down.
We'll have a good one I listened to this week.
Yeah, more.
I haven't had what am I listening to this week in weeks.
Yeah, you got a lot
Boss
of.
is boss, dude.
Someone's gonna have to fill that with their boss because I
Oh.
don't use mine.
I already used mine, Jay.
I had the poops. I don't want everyone else.
I drank out of mine. Does that matter?
Oh, this one isn't open. There we go.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Sorry.
Give away my water. No big deal.
Jay or Mikey
Just
got
enough.
Mikey got poops.
Just enough.
I got the skitters.
Mike's
Oh.
got the skitters.
I don't want no one else to get the skitters because I got the skitters. All right.
You got
Get the
Skittles
show
in
on
your
the boat or
pants?
what?
Yeah. I'm gonna send you this real quick, Jason. That way you can read it.
Okay, I'll come off of airplane mode to do it. My airplane mode would not filter Mike Cavino last
I
week.
noticed that. I'm airplane proof.
You are, dude.
I didn't know you could do that. Actually, bypass that with the
He was
specific
doing it.
setting.
Yeah.
JJ Feathers. Peace. There you go. That's the email
Oh, I know what this
Oh.
is.
from Mario. Okay, so at least we have something with tangible to go off of this evening, aside from just our charming good looks.
Yeah, we
Oh,
better have
damn it! I
something
forgot
else.
mine at home.
What?
He's
My
trying to
looks.
Good looks, Jay. Come on. Try to keep
Come on, look, it hasn't been as snappy without you. I haven't had to have my guard up as much.
He is right about that.
up. I get it. Yeah.
Sloth A and Sloth B.
Who's ready? I'm ready. Oh, there's two people here. Ah, look out!
Hi, peoples.
Ah, people are watching. All right,
Ready?
I got a beard here.
And we're going live in 5, 4.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jay from the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee, here with another fantastic episode. Why? Well, you'll find out here in a minute. Before we get started, let's introduce the cast of characters here. If for those of you watching at home on YouTube, you'll notice that the room has changed back to normal. Yay. We are back at the wonderful home of co-host and co-founder, Captain Tight Pants, Mr. Universe, the king of spinal surgeries, Michael J. Cavino.
Good evening, everybody.
And across the table from me are, I don't know which one to pick from, because they're both handsome. So let's go. He likes vitamins. He holds his own service for the masses. That is the Reverend Al Scar.
Good evening, folks.
And to my...
That's how he starts all his sermons.
Good evening,
Folks.
Flirt. The bearded one. The Red Warlock. The man of many modes. It's true.
Like airplane mode? Is that?
No, because
No.
it's penetrable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
He's not the king of the airplane.
Yeah.
Mikey's also apparently king of the airplane.
King of the airplane,
The co-host and co-founder, John J. Feathers.
Welcome and good evening.
And guys, we've made it through a what I'm going to coin as a full season of the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee. This is officially season 2. So to speak, it's the beginning of a new year, which means it's season 2. Last season had 43 episodes. We're not going to break apart episode and start over with episode 1. It's just going to stay episode. This will be 44. But it will be season 2, episode 44, if that makes any sense. And we're glad to be back here once again, doing this for however long we do it. There's no predetermined time. We'll get it done. We'll just do how we do. And okay. Let's present arms because I need to see that spin.
It's been a while.
It's been a
I
very
really
long
do.
time.
I'm not even gonna. I want Mikey to go first because he has to.
Spin me right.
For a
around.
while, I haven't been presenting anything, but tonight I am presenting the Dan Wesson 44, and as everybody at home can see,
Clear.
That
Sweet.
spin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of uncomfortable
I know,
sitting here
I
right
know.
now. Woo! It's not because I'm fat. I have the Thesis BR9 Regent, and as you can see, it is absolutely
Clear.
clear.
Probably still dirty.
Probably.
that's real nice.
But look at the shiny Packmeyer grips.
Those are
Yeah.
nice.
Those are
Those are
beautiful.
the bomb.
Let me see those
Yeah.
grips. I mean, I'm familiar, but
Get those grips.
Yeah.
Get those grips, Mikey.
that's nice.
As usual, I have the Springfield XDS in 45 ACP, and we are clear
And clean.
and clean.
Oh God! You know what, guys? Shush.
I'm presenting the Browning High Power Mark III.
Broken pack.
I know, with a little tear in my pack mark.
Well,
It's
Love and wear.
How
That's
I-
what that-
yeah. I
Probably
mean,
broke whenever you were cleaning it.
yeah.
well,
I didn't even been here.
that and 23 straight years of carrying this son of a bitch.
'Cause it's to be
Um,
expected.
As you can see, it's clear,
Yes.
and you might also notice
Look at that. Clean.
Clean and clear.
Can I
and
ask you a
under
question,
control.
Jason?
sure, buddy.
How many people has your gun killed?
None.
Ah, good answer. Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify for anyone at home that might be concerned about our weapon handling skills.
Right. But my 1911 did kill somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't own it at that point.
That's all right.
that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, they told me that at the gun store when I bought it.
We don't want to dissuade you. If this killed somebody, like, can I get $10 off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the price went up. It works.
It's a straight shooter. Uh-huh.
Move on to the media of the minutes here. I don't have a whole lot to go off of this week aside from, as I already mentioned, we are back in Casa de la. I always want to say de la. Casa
You could
de
say that.
Cavino. We are glad to be back.
House of the Cavino.
Yeah, House of the Cavino. We're happy to have our little fly trap back.
We are.
Our third Whisketeer.
Mike.
I missed you, buddy.
Oh, I missed you guys.
We did. We really missed Mike. I'm glad. It just did my heart so much good to walk in the door.
It feels good to be back.
It
Yeah.
felt good to get swapped in the nuts by your dog.
Yeah. You know,
I missed that.
She cares.
She does care. You know, she's a
That's a loving
completely different dog without Gino.
I know. He's coming back tomorrow. It's going to be rough.
Where is he?
My parents.
So, like I said, that's one major point that we're back here with Mikey. We're glad to have Mikey back. It's been a what was it? 3 weeks? 3 weeks?
God,
4 weeks?
Feels like forever, but yeah, I think it's been 3 episodes.
Yeah. So
we missed you for every one of them, buddy.
We're back with Mikey, and we're moving right along. Second point I have this evening is that next week, which is Wednesday, oddly enough, so we're going to have to slide the show to Wednesday. The 9th is our official 1-year anniversary since we started this show. Yay!
I feel like we should have had some kind of like fireworks sound effects or something.
Yeah. So there you go. We've got we got some. We're hoping to have a little party, basically, what we're doing. And it's not to bring chips and we're gonna stand in the kitchen kind of party. We're gonna go hang out in the basement, roll up a cup of Dubers, and listen to Black Sabbath. No, that's a total.
That's back porch.
That's the after party.
We're gonna go in the back porch.
We everyone who was on the show previously. I have sent out invitations. The only person who I didn't tag on Facebook was one Brad Lego because he's not on Facebook anymore.
Because we don't like him or what?
No, I gotta shoot him a text.
I'll text him. You can text him. We can text him.
Kevin Siegel. Well, Kevin says, "Welcome back, Mike."
Thanks, Kevin. Good to be back.
So, anyone who who was a guest on the show, we gladly welcome you. I sent the invite out. I said basically Alex from WTAJ and Morgan. I sent those guys invitations. If I'd have been friends with the floor planner dude, who we drove out.
Oh my God!
Who we drove nuts. I'd have probably invited him too, but I missed it.
Yeah, maybe they can bring him.
I got Dane on there. Dane said he wants to come out. The not so secretive, now instituted 4th member of the Wednesday Night Whiskey Committee, Al will be there.
Did you say we were going to put Al in an institution?
Deserves to be.
Actually took too long. If you're being honest. Took too long.
Yeah.
But
institutional Al? Is that what we're getting at?
I'm a reverend somewhere.
Yeah, right.
He's
got his own flock.
Reverend.
He's got his own flock down at the bin.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of Tim. I sent Tim a message.
Be fresh.
Be fresh. I got Brian. Like I said, the Brad we missed because he's not on Facebook at the moment. But John, I sent John a message. I sent Alan. I tagged Alan in the post, but I honestly don't expect Al to drive the whole way in.
He said if we do it during the weekend, he'd come in, but probably not on a Wednesday.
So, but anyone who was on the show, please, you are invited. I tagged them.
Is Rick going to come on?
I tagged him. I don't know if he's going to or not.
I hope so.
We hope so.
Yeah. So, and we're going to do a special kind of revisit. We are going to drink the very first whiskey that this show started with. I made sure I got the exact same bottle.
If we have that many people on the show, we might need more than one bottle of whiskey.
Well, they can bring it them damn selves.
Okay.
So
that's the right neighborhood.
There's a note for anybody coming on the show.
BYOD now.
BYOW.
No, we should have enough.
All right.
We're not going to be crazy with the cheese.
We can have the coachos bring those little glasses with them.
Make Mike Senior pour out.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
There you go. So now, like I said,
I don't know. He's pretty liberal.
If you're listening, if you're listening right now and you've been on our show, you are formally invited. Next Wednesday evening, meet us at the store.
Ye Old Music
Emporium. I invited Mike. I said, "Hey, you were never officially on the show, but since we recorded 70% of the show in your basement, hey, you're invited." By the way.
Speaking of mics, we may end up needing to borrow one or two.
Yeah,
I don't even know how we're gonna pull this off. Really.
I'll see if
that's all right. Planning's only half.
Perhaps,
the
perhaps Punisher Dane can help us out with a mic.
Yeah, Dane, if you're listening.
Because the problem, I don't know how we're gonna hook up.
Oh yeah, it's inputs as well.
Yeah, the input's the problem. I don't know if we can get two mics into a laptop, can we? We'll figure it out. Don't you worry, you're pretty.
We'll just make people shout.
I'll bring my laptop. It's got 3 USBs.
Okay, there we go. So that's the only other thing I got to talk about is what we normally talk about after I'm done talking about it. Did you know that we have social medias?
Wow.
What?
It's
That was
true.
a hell of a segue.
You like that?
Yeah. We don't know what we're talking about when we talk about talking. But we got social media.
We do. And you can always find us on that social media. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. We have the old basic email, which is WednesdayNightWhiskey@gmail.com. If you're looking for some, if you looked at your wardrobe lately and decided, damn, that's just stale, and you got to get yourself some fresh ass swag, well, just skip on over to redbubble.com. And basically you go to redbubble.com /people/Wed Night Whiskey. You will find our store, and you can get some just about anything you want. We've got backpacks, we've got stickers, we've got shirts of all kinds.
We've used it a few times now, and I've been very happy with it.
Yeah, so it's Jeremy Nixon. Wow, an actually Wednesday night show. Shush. So
he's coming next week.
Yeah, Jeremy, you better be coming down next Wednesday, dude. So be here.
Not here. Be at the store.
Yeah, I'll text you. Get yourself some Wednesday night whiskey gear. You'll feel better about yourself.
Yeah, you will.
Will you?
Yeah,
Okay,
they
cool.
will. I'll feel better about them. That's for sure.
And while you're wearing that fresh new shirt and thinking, gee, how else can I help these poor guys out? We have a Patreon site.
Oh,
what? I did this at my show the other night too for New Year's Eve.
Did you really?
I did. I said, yeah, if you're into podcasts or whatever and you feel like donating to podcasts, there's a Patreon site. And
it's not quite getting new subscribers while you're in the hospital on a ton.
No, it's really not. But good job, by the way. But basically, if you feel like making a donation to our show, and it is a reoccurring donation every time we post an episode, you will get, you will donate to us. And I got a gig text. Sorry, they just keep rolling.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I got a gig. I gotta go now. Good night, people. Thank you.
Yeah, you send us every time we post a show. You make the pledge donation, and if you're curious as to how to find that website, you go to your browser and you type in www.patreon.com and /Wednesday Night Whiskey, and you will find us. Make a donation. We have a few Patreon members already, and I even think Mario has a message for those.
We'll talk about that
in a little bit. So we have as soon as we have some whiskey in our glasses, we will toast as we do every show, each and every one of our Patreon members. So long as it remains feasible. If we become popular, there's 200 to list. Maybe not so much.
We'll add them in the show notes.
Yeah, basically. So we have that. We have a Reddit page. We have a coffee website, which is ko-fi.com. If you are into a one-time donation, you can send us a cup of coffee. It's about $4. And also, if you feel like cutting out all the kind of the paperwork that there is, you just go to our PayPal site and send us a donation. We'll gladly take it and put it to good use. If you want to do that, send us a message. We will give you the information to do that. And I pretty much think that's all I have. And I'm kind of excited, so we can just keep on moving on here. We've kind of already have talked about this distillery before. I don't know if Jason has any kind of refresher mini notes to talk about it, but we do have a.
No, you should know this by now.
It's true.
I want to say
quote unquote new whiskey for this evening, but it's not. We featured this brand before. However, it's a different year. It'll be interesting to.
It's keeping with our Game of Thrones series.
So let's.
Let's get to the
how do we want to do it?
Are we doing a history or anything, or are we just cracking into it?
We already did the whiskey.
Unless it's a Game of Thrones history, yeah.
I can read the
read
the bottle while you kind of get a
Oh, look at that little
Good
chill it's on there.
God!
stuff on there.
Hold on. Let me just love it for a minute.
We're gonna leave the room for about 25 to 35 seconds.
It'll be gone when you come back.
I don't know who Reverend Riff is,
Reverend Riff.
but Redbubble is glitchy at the moment.
That's because of all the people that are on there right now buying our swag. Just
Just
hold on a minute.
We're shutting it. Refresh it.
Refresh it. Try a different browser.
Did you check your TCP filters? Buy this puppy.
All right, House Lannister. As one of the richest and oldest dynasties in the Seven Kingdoms, House Lannister will stop at nothing to retain its power, influence, and hold on the Iron Throne. Their voracious intent is befittingly represented by the clawing lion on the house's banner. If you cross them, you will indeed hear their thunderous and violent roar, which has left many houses in ruin. After all, a Lannister always pays its debt. The Lannisters' rise to the Iron Throne required years of meticulous calculation and tenacity, much like Lagavulin rise to its legendary status, which has been over 200 years in the making. Lagavulin is a roaring single malt that leaves its intense smoky flavor on your palate with every sip. The golden liquid recalls the Lannisters' riches and is best served neat or with a single drop of water. So, yeah, I mean, that's the history on the bottle here. As I mentioned when we were talking about these coming out, I thought it was pretty fitting that the crest of Lagavulin is a lion, and obviously the house crest of the Lannisters is a lion.
What's it say about nailing your sister?
It says a lot about it in there. It says,
figured.
keep the bloodline pure. So stick with
I would also like to point out the fact that this bottle is actually 92 proof.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Can we open that and drink it?
Yes.
You get to do the pour. I cannot master a pour.
You did good.
I was average, mediocre at best. If I can, I would like to just mention today I was sort of surprised that two people that I grew up watching silly things on television with both passed away at the age of 67, or excuse me, 76. Mean
Dyslexia,
Gene,
it's a
I
hell
know.
of a thing.
Yeah, dyslexia of the world. Untie.
Untied.
Mean Gene Okerlund, of course, through the WWF or WWE.
That's where I know that name. All day I kept it like.
You didn't know that?
I couldn't think of what it
Mean
was.
Gene?
Oh my God!
But as soon as you said the full name, I went from the WWF.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's what everybody.
You don't speed this up. I'm drinking out of the bottle.
No.
And also Bob Einstein. Everybody knows as Super Dave Osborne.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
We're going to
You guys entertained us for a very long time. Thank you.
And the pour?
Oh.
I'm not going to lie out. He's got a better pour.
He definitely does have a better pour. I'll toast to him in a minute.
Gosh.
This is a little rosier.
I'm excited because again, we've established that I am not the kind of guy who appreciates this particular kind of whiskey, but I do love.
Jesus.
That's the first thing I.
Oh yeah,
brings back.
I do love the Lagavulin, and I.
Sister Ninian, forgive me, but Jesus. that nose.
Oh,
If I may,
I love a laggy.
have mercy.
Yes.
Jesse Kostopoulos will allow me to use this catchphrase. Real quick.
Have mercy.
Have mercy.
God.
Very, very light.
Now, I will say it's not as liquid suede on the nose as
No, it's
No,
not.
it's-
There's a little suede
Yeah.
missing. I'm interested in the color as
Right,
well.
you
It's a
know-
little
you said that,
rosier
and
than
I noticed it too.
it's a little rosier than your typical Lagavulin. I still haven't drank. I'm
That's so good. It's a little bitier.
It's a little bitier, not as mellowed.
Now, we had a conversation before the cameras and the mics were rolling. So I had the highly touted but rarely spotted triple wood.
You saw
Lefroy.
Tanzanian tiger?
Yes. Everyone raving about the triple wood Lefroy.
Have you had that?
Good friend of the show and good friend of mine, Brian Fresh, bought me a bottle for Christmas, so I was actually finally able to try it.
Nice.
And I was talking with Jason before the show. And I believe that the 10-year Lefroy has a very similar
It does, doesn't
ending
it?
as this one
It does. It does.
Whereas that triple wood, and obviously the Lagavulin we're all used to, kind of, it just gets super smooth the longer it has to mature. But I think that that's the same thing that we have going on with this 9-year, is it's finishing like a Lefroy finishes.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like throwing a 9-year-old off of a balcony.
Just like it,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
regular old Eric Clapton situation.
Oh my God! Eric's not going to watch the show anymore.
Speaking of which, we just broached that subject. I might as well just go to hell.
We have a
before you do that,
subject?
can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What's the difference between a child and a bag of cocaine?
The Eric Clapton would have dropped a bag of cocaine off
Off a balcony.
off a balcony.
Yeah.
That was what I was going for.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
Well, I mean, it's my joke, so if you're
Is that
going
what
to
you were
steal
gonna
my
do?
joke, let me take it back.
Yeah.
I thought it was ladies' joke.
No, she took my joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
You know, she's
there's some shenanigans going on here.
she takes a little. She doesn't let you know that.
Yeah, well, that's nice to know.
All right.
You should have words with her about that.
Oh,
When are you coming back?
I guess so.
When? I guess so.
Oh, God. I'm trying to do the math in my head.
Need to take my shoes off.
2 weeks?
Okay, cool.
The 22nd is my follow-up. So
Okay.
23rd I'll be back at work as long as everything goes swimmingly.
God dang, that is just
Now this is funny
fantastic
because
whiskey.
What we got
yeah, Shannon was just laughing.
Uh,
Oh, probably at our Eric Clapton
yeah, yeah,
amazing humor.
yeah. I think Eric, we just lost a subscriber. I know.
No,
Eric Clapton's still there?
he's in the room with us.
Oh, okay.
Eric, come on out.
Come on out.
You're not here.
I'll be right up.
Oh, but this is kind of funny because like we've had Lefroy on the show,
We have.
and like you guys are saying that this is finishing kind of similar to a Lefroy 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this compared to a Lefroy 10. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just there's something.
Let's just finish.
Because you all thought that I would like the.
I'm not saying that it tastes like a Lefroy 10. I'm saying that it finishes.
finishes.
It does
Yeah.
have a similar finish.
But like you guys all thought that I would like really really enjoy the
Triple boy.
whatever the house Tully was
Oh.
Singleton,
Yeah.
Right.
and you were like, and everyone I was like,
I had
I
that
don't-
pegged totally
I don't,
as a
I
J
don't
whiskey.
particularly
I
like
really
this
did.
at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is just about the Lagavulin Company, but like
You want to know what it is about Lagavulin?
This is
It's like the
fantastic.
world's best whiskey. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
according to everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're ready to throw a rating down.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back in the archives here. Way back when we had
You don't need to read it now, I remember.
I already know it.
the Lagavulin 16-year on the show, and I rated it a 90. Jason rated it
98?
a 99,
Oh, 99.
and
I'm
Mikey
sorry.
was a 98.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, what is your current rating now for the 9-year?
96.
No bones about it, just
96.
96. Mikey,
92.
92. And while I do like it, I don't like it quite as much as the 16.
No, you don't.
But I'm only going to go down. I'm going down to 89.
I went down 2. It still tastes like Lagavulin, which is. It could use a little more suede.
Yeah, it's missing the suede.
It's missing as much suede, and it's not as smooth. The suede smooths it.
Smooth it. Smooth it. Al,
Yeah.
what do you got?
I'll probably go 90.
90? All right, so we're doing a 4-way rating at this point. We got an 89.
Ooh,
You think that's the
First
first
four-way.
4-way we've ever done?
to a 4-way,
It's
gentlemen.
the first 4-way that we've ever done. We have 89, 96, 92, and 90.
It's too many numbers. 96, 92, 90,
And 89.
91.75. Call it a 92.
Yep, 92 out of 100. I know it's getting 3 out of 3 stars, and yes, we do
Yeah,
recommend
good
it.
luck finding it. That's the hardest
Yeah,
part.
no, apparently you can find the 8-year maybe not quite as readily or regularly, but the 8-year is available. This is a special edition Game of Thrones bottle. It is a 9-year, so it is 1 year older than this typical stuff you can find. But they're the exact same price. I paid $65 for that. The 8-year is the same price.
It does taste a little different than an 8-year, though. I mean, like there's.
Well, I've never had the 8-year,
so it's not straight Lagavulin.
But that is a 92 out of 100. That is 3 out of 3 Wednesday Night Whiskey stars, and yes, we absolutely recommend it. If you can find it, good job. We have an inside guy at the Fine Wine and Good Spirit store who is keeping an eye out for me for the other 4 bottles.
I think we should just totally change the show into the Wednesday Night Lagavulin Committee.
Yeah, we need more Patreons for
and
that.
We would get together and
we can't afford that.
We can get together and just drink Lagavulin every week.
I'm in with the idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patreons, let's toast
Speaking
our
of
patrons.
patrons.
We've got patrons. Let's rattle these off here. We have original Patreon member Scott Knoll.
Scott Knoll, love that guy.
We have Rick Words.
Love that guy.
We have Ryan Weaver.
Love that guy.
We have Mario Ciccarella.
Love that guy.
We have the lovely Shannon Hoffman.
We love her.
We have, how many was that? Is that 5?
I don't know.
Cosmic Road.
We have the Cosmic Road Show.
I don't know them, but I'd like
Mikey knows them.
Yeah.
Is that 6? Are we missing anyone?
If we are, we're really sorry.
John. No?
John.
Oh, no. No, never mind.
Okay.
If your name's
McFalls.
John and you want to...
No, it was McFalls. I was thinking about John McFalls. But no.
I think that was it. So, cheers. And hey,
Cheers.
if we missed you, we apologize. We'll catch you next week. But
Yes.
pretty sure we got everyone there. This one's for you. Thanks.
92 proof.
This is so good.
It is, man. It's
Yeah.
just good.
It's just good. That's it. It's just good.
It's
that could
just
be their
good.
catchphrase.
That could be the
It's just
catchphrase.
good.
It's
Lagavulin. It's just good.
Did you see that the... I want to call him Ron Swanson. I can't think of what his right name is right now.
Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman. He had his his own New Year's Eve countdown.
I did
Where it
not.
was just him drinking Gavola until the ball dropped.
That's awesome. That's almost better than all those old Suntory commercials.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it's not, but
it's not the Sammy Davis Suntory
nothing
commercial.
is.
Did you
Nothing
see
is.
that? I posted on the page a few
It's
weeks
really
ago.
good.
We have to look it up when we're done. It's just him sitting at a table back in the day. I mean, because there's a lit cigarette on the table, and it's just him at a table, and he's scatting, and he's just pouring himself some
Drinking
Suntory. And the whole thing is just like, you're like, oh, this is the best thing
good.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
And
really
then they're ready, Suntory. And that's the commercial.
I watched it
Make
was
it
a
Suntory
champagne
time.
commercial with Orson Welles,
Ooh.
and he was completely blitzed. Like he had obviously gone through several bottles of this.
Like, no, that cut didn't work.
Take
962.
He's just holding the bottle and he starts it. The French, which definitely wasn't in the script. He's just like holding the bottle, slurring his words, and like clearly reading a script and just like blah 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 blah. And then you see the final commercial, all overdubbed. And then they finally give you a shot of him. The words barely match his lips. And then they do more close-ups, and then that's it. And like, he
good.
was sloshed. That's why.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
So now that we've got some whiskey in this glass, and we are back in the wonderful home of co-host and co-founder Mikey J. Covino, buddy, tell us what happened.
Yeah. So I figured maybe the listeners would want to hear, and obviously my co-hosts would want to hear. So I'm going to basically recount. I guess I can recount from injury to surgery to now, if that's okay with everyone.
Sure, go for it.
So basically what happened was, as most of the listeners know, we work in a music store. Such is the job where sometimes you have to move things that are more than they...
May I interject something?
Sure.
It's a music store / billiard store.
Billiards.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pianos.
Yes.
Pianos and pool tables.
So one day I was moving a piano and it didn't feel right. So I approached the management and was like, "Hey, something is wrong with me. And so they took the following steps to go through workers' comp and get me fixed. Meanwhile, the next
They
morning,
had him neutered.
Yeah, they had me neutered. I woke up the next day and literally couldn't walk. I was
Bob Barker.
Yeah, Bob Barker.
Above his bed.
I was Bob Barker.
Please have your employees sprayed or neutered.
So the day after it happened, I couldn't stand. I was literally crawling around my house, leaping from furniture to furniture, trying to remain upright, which just wasn't happening. So I knew something was wrong. It wasn't a back injury that I had ever even come close to having before.
Yeah.
So, I saw the specialist first, or the regular doctor first, and they said, okay, we want to do some X-rays. Did some X-rays, and they were inconclusive. Send you to physical therapy. Sometimes these things work themselves out with time. So after I think it was a month of physical therapy, it was still awful. And then they were like, okay, we're going to order an MRI. So we did an MRI, stuck with physical therapy. MRI comes back and shows that my L5-S1 was herniated. So what that means is that's the last disc before your sacral nerve, which is the very bottom of your spine. So right before you get to your pelvis, basically. So it was a herniation, and
I thought you hit a button. It looked like you made a phone call.
Okay. So the MRI results came in and showed the herniation. So they said, all right, we need to talk to a back surgeon. Talked to the surgeon, and he said, okay, well, first thing we want to do is steroid injections, because again, sometimes they'll work themselves out with some steroid injections.
Take the swelling down and might go back in place.
And it may fix itself through that. So we did the first steroid, and it didn't help. After a few weeks, they were like, okay, well, we're going to try another steroid. So we did the second one, and actually it was worse after that one. And all the while, it wasn't like the pain eased up at all. It was to the point where I couldn't stand. Standing or walking for more than 5 minutes was just excruciating. It made it hard to work, which eventually the doctor was like, I think this was before the second steroid, the doctor just said, you can't work anymore. Like, it may not be hurting working, but it's not helping. So we're going to take you off work. So just like, don't do anything. And so I did that, tried to let the second steroid work itself out, and it just didn't. So that's whenever they said, okay, we're going to need to explore surgery. And I was nervous. I mean, how could you not be?
I would have been very nervous.
Yeah. So I asked all the questions that you would ask before having surgery, like, hey, what's the pain going to be like, and what's the results going to be like? Yeah, risks and results. And she said, well, after the surgery, you should have no more pain in your leg, which is a pain that I was getting. She said that's going to be almost completely gone within a few weeks of the surgery. Now we're removing part of your disc, so that's never coming back. It doesn't regenerate, so you're going to have less disc than you had going into the surgery, so you're going to have back pain, and that's never going to go away. But the amount of pain is going to be far less than you had before. And
that's a win.
I was like, I'm happy with those results, but what are my risks? And she said, well, it's a fairly routine procedure. Where my herniation was very fortunate in that it was away from the spinal cord. So with the surgery, there was no risk of paralysis, which was my biggest thing. Yeah. Because I was like, well, what if something happens and I just can't walk again? But she said no, because since it's so low, there's no risk of paralysis. And then I got lucky that my surgeon's one of the best in the area too. I mean, everyone said, if you can do it, do Dr. Harvey, get Dr. Harvey. And that's who I lucked out to having. So scheduled the surgery. Now, since the incident happened to surgery, it was probably 5 months of dealing with this pain. So I was chomping at the bit to get it underway. So
that was one of the things I was most surprised about, was how fast from the original appointment to the actual surgery day was like literally like a week.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. I was expecting it after Christmas. but they were able to get me in before Christmas, which was
Cool.
really nice. Yeah.
Quicker you start recovering,
Mhm.
better it is.
Yep. I think it was what, the 16th or 13th or so that I had my surgery. I should remember that. But so obviously day of surgery comes, bunch of nerves. I mean, it is what it is. You're about to get surgery. I've never had a major surgery like that, wisdom teeth and all that, but nothing big like this. So I didn't know what to expect. But they bring me into the pre-op, and all the nurses ask me the same question: what's your name and date of birth? What's your name, date of birth? So make sure they got the right guy. The surgeon comes in. What surgery are we having today? Name, date of birth. He knows all that, but they just clarify. Leans me over, writes on my back, so he knows which side to operate on.
That's good.
Yeah. And then the anesthesiologist comes in. Obviously, they weigh in all that, and then they say, name, date of birth. What are we having done? Okay, let's get the bed moving. They bring me into the surgery room and give me a mask. They say, we're going to give you a little bit of oxygen. Last thing I remember is them saying, we're going to give you a little bit of oxygen.
Did they make you start counting down?
I didn't have to. He said, we're going to give you a little bit of oxygen, and that's all
Really?
I remembered. Yep.
When I remember when my appendix burst when I was a kid, they put the mask on me and they said, like, we're going to count down from 10. And for some reason, I have no idea why, I got to 0. And I just like started looking around, and then I was like -1. -2. It didn't work, but then I went out. But they you could tell they were like, what the hell?
I remember that from my wisdom teeth, the counting backwards, but not with this.
You were out.
Right out, yeah. So, and it may have been part of the IV too, because they had me on IV.
Right.
So
right.
They may have started before they even rolled me in, for all I know. But then I remember waking up in my hospital room, and I was cursing at the nurses, and I was like, my fucking mouth is dry as fuck. And meanwhile, like, my parents are in the corner of the room, just like, what's happening? I was just like, I can't swallow. Get all these tubes out of me. Can't swallow. And they're like, we'll get you some water.
That's a weird feeling too, because you don't really know what you've said or done.
No, and yeah,
you could have done all kinds.
Did they tape it? Please tell me they taped it. Oh, come on.
Right. So, I just remember I had all the tubes on me and everything. I was in the hospital bed, and there was a lot of pain, but it wasn't the same pain I had. It was pain like someone was just
surgery
digging
pain.
Around in my spine.
Yeah,
that's what it was. So,
we all know what that feels like.
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean, there's a chance I could have left that day, but I have really bad reactions when it comes to pain medicine. Obviously, I was on a lot of it, so I got super sick in the hospital room, in the hospital. So they had me on anti-nausea, and just because of how sick I got, they had to admit me. So they kept me overnight, which was nice because I got a really cool roommate, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I had a gentleman from, oh my God, this guy was, he was a character.
I feel that that's a restraint.
Yeah, I feel the restraint.
He was from Ohio. I learned a lot about him for not really having met him. There was a curtain between us the entire time. But
did you ever see him?
I saw him on the way out. That was the only time I saw him. I had a
That's an
Did it match up?
Yeah, no,
not at all.
Not at all. So I'll tell you the things that he told me about him. Okay, because obviously I don't know much about this guy other than the life that he built for me within the room.
Right.
So, introduced to him, hunting accident. Okay.
Oh.
I thought he was in there for cancer, from having cancer, because he had cancer. But so this isn't the order that I learned things, but I'm going to tell you this guy's life story. His cancer got cured because he got struck by lightning.
No shit.
Yeah, he had cancer, and he was only given a couple weeks to live, but then he got struck by lightning. So then he got
Why don't we just electrocute cancer patients?
That's what I'm saying. Also,
next time on Dr. Whiskey,
if you ever bit by a snake,
stick this in the socket.
He said that if you ever get bitten by a snake, now this could be real
negative charge electric thing?
He said get a copper wire and hook it up to a car battery and turn the car on.
Okay, so here's the theory behind that, and the scientists will tell you that this is not, man, are we allowed to digress here?
Yeah.
Can we snake bite digress?
Hey, we've talked about circumcisions on this show. We can talk
right.
about anything.
Well, that's what I'm going to get to that.
Okay, good.
But now, if you get bit in the foreskin.
By a snake or just in general?
Oh my God.
Only a snake.
I love this show.
Only a snake will bite you in the foreskin, Mikey. No. So here's the theory behind that.
Wow.
I will tell you this. So the idea is most snake venom.
Aw, hold on. We got to stop.
Why?
We just had a term of endearment.
What happened?
Your better half said that she would still do you if your legs didn't work in 10 damn stops.
Wow! She tastes like cigarettes.
Challenge accepted.
Oh God.
So when do we start punching you in the spine? So most snake venom has a positive ionic charge, and most electricity negative ionic charge. And since electricity travels positive to negative, there used to be a theory that it would break down the amino acids and the proteins in the venom. Now, everybody worth their medical salt will tell you that does not work. However, I used to know a man who kept a very large collection of hot snakes and would occasionally get tagged by one. And he lived by that. And I don't know, but he's still alive. And he claimed that on multiple occasions that he used to carry one of those tasers.
That's what this guy said. He said that he was bit by a snake and got tased, and he was fine.
Well, this guy swore by it. And I mean, he was alive and got tagged by some pretty hot snakes. There's lots of reasons to think it might not have been a thing, but I mean, he really did. He subscribed to that theory, and he's still with us. And I know that he probably should be dead, so I don't know.
Well, hey, I mean, I'm not saying everything this guy said was not true. I'm just telling you that the individual had a lot of, I guess,
he had some stories.
Yeah, I guess some exciting things about his life. More things about this gentleman.
He said he got bit by a snake. Was it like a garter snake? I mean, like
who knows? Honestly,
right.
I tried not to communicate as much with him.
Okay.
I was kind of making love to a trash can most of the time. So, but other things he said were things like John F. Kennedy was alive for several weeks after his getting his brain blown out. Yeah.
How old was this fella?
He was old. He was probably 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that the J in JB Hunt was for Jimmy Carter, because Jimmy Carter owns that trucking company. There was like a whole reason why, but
Jimmy Carter B. Hunt.
Who knows?
Would it be J.C. Hunt?
Yeah.
He ran the militia in Ohio. Is what he did.
Oh,
he was
right
in charge.
on.
He was in charge of the militia.
The Ohio militia.
Yeah. And
the one.
My favorite is the actual reason why he was in the hospital. This is my favorite thing about this gentleman. Was the reason he was there was because he broke his arm hunting, and he broke his arm because he fell out of the tree he was hunting in. Ooh. And in my head, I was like, yeah, well, you should just be a little more careful in your tree stand.
Yeah.
No, the branch was icy. Okay. He was standing on a tree branch hunting.
He wasn't in a tree stand.
He wasn't in a stand.
No.
That was his stand.
Yes. He was standing in a tree while he was hunting, and the branch had ice on it, and he fell. He had a gun. Okay.
They don't have a lot of trees in Ohio.
It was in Pennsylvania.
I know,
but hunting in Pennsylvania.
He's not used to it. He's not used to trees.
That's true, yeah. So that was my experience with my roommate in the hospital.
So when you walked out, what did this guy look like?
Just like a regular guy.
Okay.
And it was an older man.
He didn't look like the leader of the Ohio militia?
Not the one I expected.
Okay.
Not that guy. I mean, he was talking about 9/11 and all that, too. Just like conspiracy theorists. Like, I was expecting the tinfoil hat to still be on. But I'm sure it interfered with the...
Did he have prison tattoos?
I didn't see. I'm sure. So anyway, I was able to leave the second day. They discharged me. The surgeon came in, said everything was a success. He did come in and say that the herniation was a lot bigger than they anticipated, and he was surprised that I was actually able to walk with the size that it was. So, I mean, that was nice to hear that, like, my belly aching wasn't just because I'm a little bitch, but he said they were able to get all of it, and then they just told me a little bit about the recovery. So the biggest thing with this surgery, this discectomy, is the fact that the recovery is basically just a rest period. There's really not much else to it. They don't even recommend physical therapy for 6 weeks after the surgery, so I haven't had any physical therapy yet. For the first 2 weeks, no bending, no driving, no lifting, no showering.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, my lifting restriction was at 5 pounds, no more than 5 pounds, which is a bag of sugar, basically.
Yeah.
So just not being able to lift anything, not being able to shower was awful.
That's horrible.
Terrible. But I mean, my dogs had to go with my parents because I couldn't bend over, so you can't feed, you can't water, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And what if you need to grab a hold of them? Or...
That was my biggest thing. If I have to bend over and pull something out of their mouth, well,
yeah,
yeah,
that'd be horrible.
Yeah. So I didn't even get to really see my dogs